Hi everybody, Paul McFarland here again with Chiat Day number 61. And what we're going to do today is show you how some ads from Apple from way back will show you how to do something you got to do today in 2022. Basically, when Chiat Day got Apple, nobody knew what a personal computer was for. The same way today, most people don't know what the metaverse is for, right? So what they tried to do is behave and do ads like the world wanted to know. They did this, which was an in-store poster and more. Boom. Will somebody please tell me exactly what a personal computer can do? Whoa, 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 whoa. And you see the text in there, how small that is, how much stuff there is in there. This is something that would take maybe an hour to read if you're a fast reader. But now, let me talk for a minute to our art directors today. I'd like to see you duplicate this in digital, in InDesign or Quark Express or whatever. Wrapping all that text so nicely around everything, really difficult shapes, right? Look at that, see? I'd like to see you do that. Now you might say, well, what do we need to do that for? Who needs a thing like this? Try it and see. And see, this is an example today. If you're introducing something that needs to be explained, don't you want to give the idea that you can do so much with it to give the excitement? You know, like if you're going to try to explain the metaverse to someone, you probably want to give all the experiences of the future, all the things that are going to really be great that you can kind of do now, and probably do it in a video where you would have cut, explanation words, and just a really rich, well thought out, looks like you spent $1 million on it video that explains all the things you could do. Yeah, but you say, Paul, we haven't got $1 million. We got to do something. Well, ask me. I'll help you get that $1 million. So the point is, when you're introducing a new technology, who can even answer this question like this? An authority. This isn't guesswork. This is saying what we are going to do and what we promise you is going to happen. That exudes authority. It really does. And the other thing I'm going to do with this is this. Again, Chiat Day, some people there were probably curious about computers, but no one had any experience in it. There weren't Macs in the office in 1981. So it was really reaching out into the future, not with a clear idea, but with a definite, clear belief and point of view. This ad that ran in business publications, computer publications of different kinds, was very brave. I'm going to read it to you, but I'm going to show it to you first. It's just type. Welcome, IBM. Seriously, Apple. And see the Apple logo that they inherited in that font. See, they didn't change the logo first thing. But welcome, IBM. Seriously. Now, maybe I need to give you a picture of the world back then. Back then, when you thought computers, you thought IBM. They were black screens with, green type, and you had to, oh darn, how do I restart? Enter to open a file, to write a letter. And it was something you had to learn, like being in the military. And a lot of people, who learned how to get a PC in the days of DOS to do anything was a real, like going through boot camp. You were scarred, but you were proud. So in that world where the technology that you're looking at right now, the technology I'm using right now, was not even a dream, the point is, we're always bringing something new. The metaverse is a very good example. So, there's a major player, and someone's saying they're going to change everything. And what do? They could say, what we're going to do with computers. But no, they were provocative and said, welcome IBM, seriously, because actually at this time IBM was thinking of introducing a personal computer, a PC. PC, personal computer. IBM was entering the personal computer thing. Although at that time they weren't really sure what could be done with it. Here's what the ad read. And we're going to talk about how to do that today with your project. Welcome, IBM. Seriously. Welcome to the most exciting and important marketplace since the computer revolution began 35 years ago. All right, I'm going to talk about that. 35 years ago, Apple, the new kid on the block, is talking about history, the beginning of international business machines, IBM. And congratulations on your first personal computer. Now, if that isn't a smarmy thing to say, because they'd had quite a few at that point, they only made personal computers at first. So that was the little guy going to the big guy. Putting real computer power in the hands of the individual is already improving the way people work, think, learn, communicate, and spend their leisure hours. Apple on the side of the individual. The creativity that comes from an individual. It's like that old, I love it expression. In all the parks, in all the cities, you won't find statues erected for committees. So putting real computer power in the hands of the individual, literally, is already improving the way people work, improving the way they think, learn, communicate, and spend their leisure hours. Computer literacy is fast becoming as fundamental a skill as reading or writing. See, back then, computer literacy, could you speak computer? Could you work a computer? Could you turn on a computer? Could you open a computer? Could you open a file? Could you print something? That was something you had to prove you know how to do. It's like today, do you know how to build a website? Do you know how to edit a video? Do you know how to record a song? Computer literacy was the issue then. Literacy. See, the Apple insert for the Macintosh in 1984, of the 238 million people in America, only a fraction can use a computer. Introducing Macintosh for the rest of us. See, we're at that moment in time where only real geeks knew how to use a computer, and this was a completely different kind of computer coming for all of us, for each of us. How clear they were in the beginning. Steve Jobs, Chiat day. When we invented the first personal computer system, see, that's why we're welcoming them, we estimated that over 140 million people worldwide could justify the purchase of one if only they understood its benefits. See, now that's mark of success. When you know what's going to happen, you claim it's going to happen, and you make people believe you're going to make it happen. 140 million people using a computer? Well, could justify the purchase of one if only they understood its benefits. You see, they're saying we're going to show the world why a personal computer can work. Welcome, IBM. You're late to the party. We're ahead of you. We're smaller, but we're ahead of you. See? See? Next year alone, we project that well over 1 million will come to that understanding. Well, that was a bit of a low estimation, but the point is, that takes authority and guts to act like an authority, that you know what's going to happen, you put numbers behind it, and the benefit to everyone. Over the next decade, well, let's think about this, the growth of the personal computer will continue in logarithmic leaps. Now, there's a fancy word, logarithmic leaps. They could have said in another set of words, but they said it in computer terms because they want to act like a computer company. They understand computers so well, they can explain it to the world. See? When you understand something so completely that you can explain it to the world. We look forward to responsible competition. See, only the underdog will say responsible competition. In other words, they don't want what do you call it, monopolies and things like that, you know? It's that fight of the small guy against the big guy until you become the big guy, and then, well. We look forward to responsible competition in the massive effort to distribute this American technology to the world. Now, American technology to the world. Was it really a patriotism thing? Well, it was pride in being California. And it was sort of that, I wouldn't call it a mythos, but it was something like a mythos. The idea that the American expression climaxes in California. As you head westward and hit the ocean, that's where your ta-da should be. That's where the dreams are made. That's where the machinery of the new technology was going to be made. A geographic sort of boom, poof, pow. And we appreciate the magnitude of your commitment. Magnitude, bigness, we appreciate. We don't envy it, but we appreciate. We know this is going to be a tough fight. That's what they're saying. Because what we are doing is increasing social capital by enhancing individual productivity. Makes sense today too, doesn't it? Because what we are doing is increasing social capital by enhancing individual productivity. Change productivity to security, profitability, and all those other words. You could be talking about blockchain, you can talk about whatever. But no one said this. Welcome to the task, Apple. So, what's the lesson in 2022? Well, if you haven't noticed, technology has long since stopped being a thing, part of our lives. It is our life. After I make this video, I engage with other bits of technology to make sure you can actually see this, depending on where on the technological landscape you go. It's not a thing in our lives. It is our life in many ways. And when you're introducing something new, again, whether it's some metaverse thing or some new SaaS product or some new invention, people may not understand it immediately. And if you are doing something that you suspect, you believe, or you want to be the next big thing in the world, say it like that. Say it like that in your website. Say it like that in your LinkedIn posts. Say it like that in a fucking banner ad. Say it like that to the people you meet. Say it like that in Zoom calls. Oh, you're saying, Paul, a good idea, but we're not adept at saying it like that. Cool. Say it like that. Back then and tomorrow.